area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
we're in order. All right, let's have a meeting. Thank you guys all, first of all, for accommodating my schedule from traveling, because it was really exhausting coming home and getting acclimated again. So I wanted to make sure I was in my right mind when we sat down and had our talk and went over all this stuff. So thank you very much. I'm sorry, excuse me. Do we have minutes to review? Oh, yeah.
I can explain what's in the packet if you'd like me to do that. Is that okay, Jeannie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked Pam to review what had been proposed to you guys, what was there, what wasn't. So if you look at the agenda, you see A through D are the minutes that haven't been approved.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a set of minutes that actually hasn't even been created. So the minutes that need to be approved, which we put in your packet, are December 18th, January 15th, May 21st, and August 20th. But there were never any minutes even typed up for July 16th.
Correct, yeah.
I wasn't at that meeting that took
Yeah.
July, yeah.
So then normally in that situation, somebody else would go back, watch the video, and type the minutes. So that will need to happen. But you can, if you want to hold the votes, because I did include the minutes for the other meetings. So you could at least get yourself up to date there. Jeannie, did you come up with the same conclusion of dates?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that was all, I did, I pulled out the four, I think overall I would say the January minutes, the December minutes, I think we should feel comfortable moving to approve. They're pretty straightforward, it's our initial meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the January minutes, I think this is the one that we were all kind of like, there seemed to be a lot of stuff missing, but it was really hard to suss through.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say, for the sake of fact that these are out there and available, that maybe we just make a motion to approve them and get better as we go along. I know you like.
I know, there's one, January I can't approve.
Yeah.
January just makes no sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I had my surgery, so I made no sense whatsoever, and I was home, so. Highly
Yeah,
motivated.
so I'm gonna,
Actually, you were the only one at the meeting. If you look at the meeting, you were the only one here.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, you were here by phone, none of us else were here.
well, that's what the minutes say. He's being
Okay.
facetious saying that.
Okay.
No, that's what the minutes say.
Right, and that's what you're saying, but that's not factual, you're saying.
No, it's not
okay.
factual.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna say, I'm comfortable with December. They are minutes that I did that for some reason we did not get approved, and then August minutes, or those are what were from last month, but I would say for December, May, and August, I'm comfortable moving those, and I'm fine not with you guys that don't think January, because that was really a lot to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's approve something. I have no issues.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept December's minutes.
December? Second.
Alright, all approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Christine, just for the video, if you don't mind just saying.
Oh, yeah,
it
we
was
have to introduce
because that way, because you have to introduce yourself, but that way that whoever, if one of you is going back on the minutes, we can hear. So if you just say like all approved 4-0 or something
Okay.
like that.
All approved, and it was 4-0. Alright, and also Christine Suter, and I'm the chair.
Jeannie Wright, vice chair.
Jerry Hamill, member.
Mark Furlong, member.
Melissa Roy, interim town manager.
Thank you.
And I have Keith's name down for the minutes as a guest. Keith, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve the May 21st, 2025 minutes.
You have a second?
Second.
Second by Mark, all those approved?
Aye.
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 Opposed? 0, okay, passes 4-0.
And has everybody had a chance to review the minutes that I drafted for August?
There's like only one thing I saw on that.
Well, what did you say?
On the people here, was it checked out?
It just didn't print right,
didn't
so I
print.
brought
Ah.
corrected copies.
Okay, then I stand corrected.
I know, sorry to be
Aye.
so. Here you go.
Feel free to.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Thank you, okay, and in case you
Second.
want them, because I was like, am I losing my mind? I think they just didn't print.
That's
Okay.
interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So-
He'll switch them for me.
So, motion to approve was
By Marks, second by this guy.
Jerry.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0. Okay, 4-0.
Great,
I have a question about the January minutes.
yes.
It was my understanding that the town had a policy that if minutes weren't approved within a certain time frame, then they got adopted. What is that?
That is correct, but that doesn't mean that we can't
Right.
go back and amend them.
Yeah.
So it would be okay if you
Is it
guys
60
wanted.
days or?
It's usually, oh gosh, it's either, I think it's 60 days, I believe, yeah. Don't hold me to that.
I just wanted to
but
make sure
I'm pretty
everybody was
sure.
aware of that.
Yeah, that's a good call, Mark.
Yeah. But I think you could make a motion that you'd like them reviewed or re-edited or something, and to be brought back to the next meeting if you wanted, if they're not making a lot of sense.
We actually did do that,
You did.
yeah, we actually did that in
Yeah, in,
February, was it?
I think it was late, I think it was like in
March.
March. I think it's in the
But it
minutes
didn't
somewhere
happen,
that
so
we
we
all
need to do it
agreed to have them reviewed, it just never happened.
I didn't never, okay, it never happened. So who is writing, so Jeannie, you're doing minutes for this committee, right? So I don't know what to say.
then. No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
I'll tell you what, I will volunteer to review video for January and for July and draft minutes. I will redraft minutes. Whatever's there is, I'm just not even clear. But I would like to have a couple of months to get it done. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna find time to, is that
You're
okay
willing
with
to do
everybody?
it?
Yeah. I'll do tonight's minutes obviously within a few days, but I will try to find some time to go back and clarify. I'll try to do it as soon as possible, so if there's any questions that come up at the select board meeting, we can answer them. I don't think there was any substantial things decided at that meeting. I think it was just still at that point where we were still conversing a lot, so.
I think the July one there was, because that's actually the meeting I was just on, and that's where the decision
is where
for
this-
the
yeah,
all
and
veterans
this
credit
is-
was
yeah,
decided not to
We
be
definitely
moved
need
forward.
minutes for that, so I will make
Yeah.
that a priority.
Okay.
Yeah, so, do we need a motion on that to redraft January minutes?
Let's just do it, and then it will be
Okay,
in it, I think.
I'll
that
make
will
a
be-
note in these minutes that
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna do it, okay.
Okay. And like I said, part of that was gone all day and just pull up email. So Julie said, I think you have a quorum for tonight's meeting. She wanted to know if she could be excused. She's been in a meeting in Concord that was supposed to be a couple hours and was over 7. Plus driving an hour to and fro. So Julie will not be here tonight. Crazy days for everybody.
Are we good with minutes, I think?
Yep,
Alright, I think something is in the air today, so I think everybody's getting sideswiped in different directions.
Yeah.
Okay. So item 3 is next.
so I was the one that put the agenda together, from last meeting. You, had heard me talk about the fact that we had some requests to the board that the committee consider reconsider their decision on the all veterans credit. And so what was decided at the last meeting was to make it an agenda item on this meeting. And just so that you know, the process is, if you'd like to open this back up for discussion, and you would rescind the motion from the previous meeting, which was on July 16th, open it back up for discussion. And at that point, Mark did send along some information. I have some information if you'd like it. Beautiful, yeah, and you basically have your discussion again. So it's up to the board whether they'd like to rescind the recommendation and rediscuss.
I would like to make a motion to rescind the decision and open it back up for discussion.
Can I just have you say, if you don't mind, rescind the motion on July 16th, 2025?
Point of order, you weren't at the meeting.
That is true. That's right, I forgot.
Does that matter?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to have voted in favor of the motion in order
Gotcha.
to bring that up. I'm not sure how an absence fits in, but
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, another point of clarity is that there's a committee body,
Yeah.
Committee is one
and if
of the-
somebody's not at a meeting, what is their opportunity to open something back up if they're not able to make a motion to rescind? That, I'm not sure, I think.
These are all really good questions that I don't happen to have the answers to right at the moment, but I think you would be safe. I think the general premise, if somebody wants to make a motion, is to rescind the motion on July 2025 regarding RSA 7228B not being adopted in Exeter, which was the motion at the time. That is up to the board.
so I'll make a motion to rescind that vote.
Okay. So then you would need a second.
I'll make a second for the discussion.
Okay, and then
Now it's open.
discuss.
Okay. So, thank you, Mark, for putting together what you did. I thought that was extremely helpful and clear for me. I was actually able to see the numbers. Did everyone get a chance
Well,
to see what Mark?
I don't have it printed in front of me, I didn't have a chance to do that.
Well, then I just walk through that.
So, Chris, it's right here. Let me pull it up for you.
Okay, thank you.
I can hand you mine too, if you just wanna peek at it.
Alright, thanks.
So I've had a lot of time to think about this between missing the meeting in July, I apologize, and what we talked about last month, and I've thought a lot about like the whole point of this committee. I've thought about the clarity and the principle behind the select board asking for a group of citizens to come forth and talk about exemptions, which hadn't been discussed in a while. And I think regardless of where we all feel, I think now that I think based on the information that Mark's gonna share and based on other resident feedback, which we the people, right? We're all representatives of Exeter. I think there's some principle at stake here, and I think the principle relies that there is this veterans credit, and I think there is an opportunity to go forth to recommend that it be on the ballot, just based out of fact that a universal tax credit for veterans seems a lot more, it seems simpler to administer. It shows a lot of community value about honoring veterans. I think it just diminishes any clarity in the policy that might come up. And I honestly think there's no harm in bringing it to the voters. That's just my feeling on, like, if we're a committee designed just to review these things and see if we know that there's an appetite for it, it seems like logic to me that we would put it on the ballot.
You folks had asked if I had an estimate of what it would cost, and I let Mark
Yes,
speak a little
that was
bit
a good
about
one.
that, but it's almost impossible for us to know. So you'll see in Mark's documentation, he shows you how many are utilizing the current credit, but because the all veterans credit would be eligible for, so the all veterans credit is a tax must be adopted by the municipality, which would be the qualification, must be a resident who has resided in Exeter for at least 1 year preceding the April 1st of the tax year the credit is claimed, has served not less than 90 days on active service in the armed forces in any qualifying war or conflict, was honorably discharged or an officer honorably separated from service or the spouse or surviving spouse, Title 10 training for active duty by a member of the National Guard or Reserve shall be included as service, and is not eligible for and is not receiving a credit under RSA 7228 or RSA 7235. Essentially, which means you just can't stack credits. If you get one credit, you can't get both credit. You apply, you get one, and that was when Mark mentioned this to you guys before. That's why they're the same amount. That you can't get 500 and 500. You if
One or
you
the
follow,
other, yeah.
it's one or the other. Thank you.
It's 500 or it's 500.
Yes. So, do you want to explain some of the research that you
Sure.
did?
Yeah, so way back when we started meeting, one of the things that Rustine gave us was the data from the DRA, which is all the credits and exemptions for the whole state that was 2023 data, now the 2024 data is available. And I think I had mentioned it in our previous discussions, that I looked at the numbers. Now I actually analyzed it, reduced it a little bit, just focused in on the veterans ones. So first I looked at statewide. There's 259 communities in the state. 175 have adopted the all veterans credit, which is 68%. And the average credit adopted is 544. The low credit is 107 communities, but they're all very small communities. And then 64 out of the 259, or 37%, have adopted the maximum credit of 750. And then, can you just scroll?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Carrie, you can scroll
thank
that
you.
down and you can, oh,
Yep.
that, excuse me, I didn't mean to take it out.
So then I looked at Rockingham County, and 37 communities, 34 have adopted it, so 92%. So it's just Derry, Exeter, and Southampton that have not. And the average credit adopted is 675, so higher than the state average. The low one is 250, and 24 out of the 37 or 34 that have adopted it, 71% are at 750. And then the next thing I did was, well, let's compare the standard and optional veterans credit to the all veterans. So the standard is the $50. The optional is what we've adopted currently at 500, which we're discussing a recommendation to move that up. So there's statewide, there's 42,825 credits granted, totaling $24 million. And in Rockingham County, 10,000 credits granted for $6.8 million. And then for the all veterans, 5,459 statewide, 1,217 in Rockingham County, so 3.2 million and 1.05 million respectively. So what kind of fell out of that was very consistent both in Rockingham County and statewide. It's about 13% apply for and receive the all veterans as compared to the standard and the optional. And I know, again, when we first started meeting, that's been the question. Well, what if we adopted it? What is the impact of that?
Right.
And I think that it's not going to drive the number really high. So I just took that and said, well, what if we adopted it at 500? I did the $500 because that was the current one. That it would be somewhere between 56 and 60 credits granted per year based on those numbers.
So 13% of our population is what you're saying?
Pardon me?
13% of our population?
No, 13% compared to the number that are receiving standard and optional veterans credits.
I know, but how'd you get the numbers? I'm confused, so it's.
Yep, so 42,825 credits are granted statewide, standard and optional veterans credits.
Oh, okay, so it's both.
5,459 all veterans credits, so that's 13% of this
Gotcha.
standard and the optional.
Can I ask maybe it's a silly question, I should know the answer to, but veterans credit doesn't matter if you're income qualified, it's just if you served the time, okay.
Yeah, there's
I
no,
just want to be clear, okay.
so I'm projecting that it would be between 56 and 60 credits per year.
Okay.
What represents a credit, Mark?
Pardon me?
What do you mean by credit? Like, oh, that, a number of exemptions,
The
you mean?
number of
Exemptions.
exemptions,
Oh,
I'm
but
sorry.
it is,
I'm
well,
sorry.
no, it is a credit though. It's a 500 or 750 credit, not exemption, you're correct, sorry.
Yeah, and then, so that might be somewhere, depending on whether it's $500 or $750, between 28,000 and 45,000 per year. So, I mean, there may be some other way to estimate the number that could qualify, but I haven't.
Yeah, good luck finding it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always want to say thank you for all that work.
Yeah,
That's
really
a lot of work and.
I knew the answer was there. I mean, I had looked at the
Yeah.
data and I was like, the numbers just aren't very large of the number of people getting that credit. To me, the real issue is, I think the law is bad. I think it is creating classes of veterans when we shouldn't be.
Nope.
You know, and it would be equitable to have the all veterans, regardless of how you serve, when you serve, where you served. Because I mean, somebody that served in, you know, some support position during a conflict can get the credit, and somebody else who didn't serve during a conflict but was in a dangerous assignment, they don't get the credit. That, to me, that doesn't seem very equitable.
I was gonna say, I think we have a lot of people that are serving these days, they don't even leave the country, but they're serving in positions that are vital to our well-being overall. I mean, anybody across the board who's ever stepped up to serve in our military is a vital part of our well-being. That's very deeply rooted into me, and I'm just saying, like, I agree, I'm all about non-classist actions. I think if we're gonna do it, and I don't think it
I wish
matters.
Julie was here, because I think the legislature should just fix it
Me too.
and just make it.
Well, I'm unfortunately a little bit older than all of you.
It's fortunate.
Unfortunately. And I'm from an era where, in my high school years, I had to look forward for the draft. I had no choice. I had to sign up. I had to go, and that was it. And there was a lot of people that were in that same situation. In 1974, they stopped the draft. They had the lottery system prior to that. And I feel that the people that were told by their country that you have to go deserve a little something special. I think that the people, after that point, after they eliminated the draft, people signed up. They signed up for a reason. It wasn't because they had to. They elected to go in there for whatever reasons they wanted to. It could be for education. It could have been because we didn't know what we wanted to do in life, so it's a job. It could be because of retirement. It could be for other benefits. It could be for housing. And I think that was good, because they went up and they did that. They did not have to fight in a conflict. It wasn't mandatory. I hold the people who fight in a conflict on a different level. I don't put them all in the same classification, but that's the era I'm from. And I feel that those people who were the first to go, who were the first to sign up to go to Iraq, or first to sign up to go to Kuwait, or the people that are basically, they're always boots on the ground, you know, they're special people. I was at a reunion this last week, talked to a guy, he was a veteran. I asked him the question point blank, so why'd you sign up? And he said, well, 20-year retirement. And I said, so you ever have to fight in a conflict? He said, oh no, he said, I elected out of it, but I had to go serve at a place I didn't want to serve, but you know, I really wasn't into the conflict. And I didn't really say anything, I just wanted to get the guy's reaction. And you know, there's a number of reasons. I know that you were in the service, but you probably know a lot of the people who went there because they didn't know what to do. And they got the education and they got a lot of different things, but I just think that the people, as of right now, the people that have been in the conflict, it doesn't matter what you did. If you're a cook, if you're whatever, if you were in there, I think you deserve a little something more. And that's just my feeling. Now,
They're still gonna get it though, right? So even those veterans in combat are still gonna get it if we make it across the board.
well, right now that's yeah, but right now it's those who really were. Everyone gets it. I mean, you can serve for 30 days and get it.
No, you have to show
9
90 days.
I'm sorry, 90 days. 90 days and you can get the benefit. I just don't think that's right.
But we can't change what
I
the
know we
law is
can't.
right
I
now.
know we can't.
can only,
And this is why I agree. This is a topic. It's a hard topic because a lot of the old timers kind of look at it the same way, and they look at how they set up the system after Vietnam. you know, basically, you had to show that you were in an armed conflict to be able to get the $500 credit. So it was a different thing. And so I thought that was fair. And I still think that's fair. But that's me.
Yep.
You brought up something about, you know, my big thing is, yeah, I like to split. I don't think you take everybody and put them in the same category. But that's my feeling.
And-
So you're saying, should it be out for a vote? Yeah, probably should be out for a vote. But I think that, you know, the recommendation of the select body is gonna do that.
Yeah.
They're the people that are gonna have to say, yes, we're gonna put it out there, we're gonna have a vote on it, and if it passes, it passes. I don't think a group of 4 or a group of 5 should be making
No.
that type of vote, quite honestly, because my vote's gonna be different than yours.
Well, that's what we got appointed to do though, right? We got appointed to make recommendations to the select board
Recommendations.
so they could go forward.
Right.
So I would say, I just personally, like whether or not we see it personally different, I think the fact that it's been raised up and it's in front of us and we have the figures showing that we're one of 3 outliers, I don't think it would harm us to make the recommendation and see what the select board wants to do with it.
I think that's their job to do that. But it's our job to say, how do we analyze it? And my feeling obviously is different than the rest of you.
No, I
But
agree
then
with Jerry.
I look at it totally different. I hold people that go to conflict in such an esteemed level that, you know, these are the people that, my God,
Jerry, I agree with you.
Yeah,
So,
so-
you know, but I know it's not a popular thing to say, and it's hard, but I agree 100%. Both my father and my 2 brother-in-laws served. None of them went into conflict, and there are plenty of other benefits available
Mm.
for what they did. And yeah, I agree. I agree with Jerry. So it'll be split, and the select board's gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Right.
And
it's not-
I honestly don't think, I don't know if my opinion holds that much esteem, but
Or any
it's
of
a
ours
tough
for
one
that
to have.
matter, yep.
It's a tough one to have, and I agree the voters should decide, but at the same time, I also want to I also want to state the fact that I agree that there should be something extra for those that actually went to combat.
Yep.
So
Let me
That's
ask you
all.
a question, not that I think it's gonna deter your opinion. Do you feel having people serve in the military is important in this country?
I think it is.
So, right, without
But
the
the
military,
thing is-
where are we?
yeah, we need it.
Yeah, it's
Right.
very important, but the thing is, it's an elected service. And when you go into elected service, you basically go for what they're gonna give you. And I think there's a lot of things that, you know, I'm a contractor, I've been a contractor for years. And people in the service get a better discount, and that's fine. And they can go to these places, that's fine. And I think there's a lot of things happening that give everybody in the service a lot of benefits.
And anybody that signs up has that potential to be pulled into combat, that's all. Like, it's a difference of opinion, I say, but like I said, I'm actually
Yeah.
very anti-war, don't get me wrong,
Mm.
but I am pro-military because I feel like it's something, without it,
Oh yeah, we need the military.
we need it, right?
And if you're pulled into conflict, and then you're eligible for more benefits. And I think there's a lot of wonderful benefits, and I think anyone who serves, I applaud them, and my hats
I
off
do
to
too.
them. Hats off to them.
Yeah, I do. And
No
I think-
matter, I don't care what your rationale is for going in, you're in there, so.
Yeah, and if you're in there,
God bless
especially if you
Is
get,
there any room for public comment here? No.
I don't know.
That is up to the chair, so yeah.
Please go.
Yeah, there you go, Timmy.
Yeah, my blessing.
If you wanna just,
Yeah, hi,
introduce yourself for the minutes.
My name is Keith Whitehouse, and I live at 61 West Side Drive. I was looking at the time on the clock here. It's going through the hull numbers of Trident submarines. Trident submarine carries 24 ballistic missiles. Men and women are underwater now in deterrence of that threat from any source, okay? They're underwater for months at a time. We are here living free because of the work they are doing. And if they were combat veterans, none of us would be here. Does everybody understand that clearly?
Yes, sir.
I feel those, just to interrupt just for a sec.
Yep.
I feel those people are deployed. Those are the type of people that are out there. I feel you are deployed. You are, you're on the first line of defense. That's part of it. It's the people who
Jerry,
have elsewhere.
I'm not eligible for that
Hmm.
credit. I did that. Thousands of others did that. That's one story. There are 10,000 different stories. The war on drugs. People would drop into the Colombian jungle, wipe out a
Amen.
cocaine manufacturing plant. You think that's on your service record? Hint, no. There's 10,000 examples. If you have all night, I'll go on. But there's a couple there. So what I'm saying is that you sign a blank check with your life to our country willingly, but it's a blank check. It can be cashed anytime. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thanks.
And again, so I think this is
Very enlightening, thank you.
this whole circle of conversation, I think, is why, as someone who was selected for this committee to make recommendations, we've never had this committee before, we have this opportunity to review. I'm thinking we should think long and hard about pulling our personal opinions out
Yeah,
and taking this to the select board as a recommendation and see where they go with it. And if they wanna put it on the warrant ballot, then we take it to the people. There may be, I'm sure there are varying opinions. I think that, again, I hope more stories like this come up, because I totally agree. I think there's people on our own soil right now that are out defending our own country on its own soil. That's like,
One more point
yeah.
that's heartbreaking, is just that, like, I talked to a guy who came down here and asked for the credit and was told no. And I asked him how he felt about that. He said, terrible. He'd served 4 years and got an honorable discharge. And then I thought about the person that actually had to tell him no. How did that person feel?
Right.
So I thought about those things, and I thought, maybe we can correct this, or at least get it to the voters to see what they say. And that's why I'm here.
thank you.
Well, I don't disagree. I think it should go to the voters, like I said before. I just don't think that we all have varying decisions. I don't think this is a small item that, personally, I don't think the select body could say yes or no. I think the voters really need to vote on it, but it doesn't alter.
They have
what
to
we
vote
think.
on it to change it.
Right.
That's correct.
Oh,
The
yeah,
select board can't just change it.
So it
Right.
sounds like
but they
maybe.
can't, but they can table it too.
They can,
They can table
but
it.
I think,
So-
when the select board forms a committee like this, they are usually gonna honor whatever comes out of the committee. And I think it would be a much more powerful thing to recommend this to the Board of Selectmen and say that we really wrestled with this. We had very mixed feelings about it, and let them decide whether it should go to the voters or not. And ultimately let the voters decide what's the right thing to do on this issue. I think clearly the data shows Exeter is an outlier, and we should not be.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, well, I think on that, I think it'll show how we wrestle with this by how we vote. And just by that, the recommendation to go on I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. But I still have a problem. I just know too many people people like you that really served, that really were there. And there was people that went there for their own self. And I know too many people like that. And it's hard to just, how do you treat one differently than the other? Well, you have to make some type of decision. And it's a hard decision to make. It really is.
Yeah, it's an unfair world, it's never gonna be fair, I don't think it's gonna be fair.
It's not gonna be until the town votes on it.
In this circumstance, I think everyone's had some chance to speak, some chance to think a little bit more, and would somebody like to propose, make a proposal?
So right now you have a motion on the floor and you
Mhm.
have a second, which was a motion to rescind
Okay,
the motion on July 16th. So
Okay,
you just
great.
had your discussion, so at this
Right.
point, you would call for a vote, which at this time, what's happening is
To
the
rescind.
motion to rescind. And then if you wanted to propose a different motion afterwards, you could do that.
alright, so, make a motion to rescind,
I
The
can't,
motion-
right?
It was,
The
the
motion's on
motion's
the floor.
already been made.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
Already
sorry,
been
but
made,
I
so
I
asking
can't
for-
vote on this.
Can we vote?
You can vote.
Yes, you
I can vote,
Yeah, you
okay.
can vote.
I just can't motion.
All right, vote to approve, to rescind the motion.
We
already did
We
that.
did the motion the second, now
I
it's just.
mean,
Yeah.
So
It's just
in,
the vote.
in
Aye.
in
all
favor.
those
Aye.
in favor of
Rescinding.
rescinding.
Aye.
Sorry. All right.
So then now, if you would like to change what your recommendation was, you would make a motion and to either recommend the all veterans credit to the select board for decision to be included on this year's warrant, or something to that effect. It's not I can't make a motion, but I'm just giving you some thoughts.
I will make a motion to make a recommendation to the select board that we adopt, that we put on the ballot for next year, the all veterans tax credit in Exeter, with a clear explanation that we wrestled with this. We can put that in the report.
For
May I-
$500.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
I
for
need to put it in the
$500,
ballot.
yeah.
Well, no,
I'll
we can't do
second.
that, we can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
No, because there's one of them,
Didn't,
there's one of them that they get the two that we have to combine.
didn't we already
Or is that a
vote,
different, is that the,
didn't we already vote to recommend
$750?
$750?
I don't think we did, I don't think you.
You weren't
said-
here.
yeah, you went
Oh,
Was
to,
that in
okay.
the
The July
July?
meeting where we don't have the minutes.
I don't think we did the number. I don't remember a
yeah,
number.
because there's one of them that basically, it was two.
They have to be
parts.
the same.
Right,
They,
they
I
have
would
to be the
get
same.
Marcus.
Well, we
correct.
rescinded, so I wonder if it was a combined motion that we're
No, it wasn't.
rescinding.
It was
No,
not.
No.
I scanned the meeting for the all veterans credit. I didn't even think to
okay.
listen for the other one. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we make a recommendation to the select board to bring the all veterans credit to voters in the amount that was approved in July. Can we say that? And then go back
How
and
about-
No, we can't.
You'd say in the amount that matches.
matches what was
Um,
approved in
No,
July.
it needs to match the optional veterans tax credit, correct? I think I'm saying that right. The two things have to be the
Oh,
same.
they have to be different,
Yeah,
okay.
they have to be the same amount.
I don't remember.
Well, let me ask you
I
a
don't
question. So I'm gonna clarify this because my brain isn't catching up. So if there was an optional veterans credit that was on the agenda and you all voted to bring it to $750, first of all, it's not in Jerry's report, that's why I'm questioning it.
I don't remember
The
being
second thing
750.
is, we're not talking about that credit, so why does it
Yeah.
have to be the same? Because we're talking about foregoing
The
that
statute-
to adopt.
It's a statutory requirement.
Of
Really? I don't
statutory
remember
requirement to what?
If you adopt the all veterans credit, the amount matches what has already been adopted for optional veterans credit.
So it would have to be $500 then, because that's all we have right now.
That's what I'm saying, without the minutes to the 16th, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that was your recommendation, I apologize.
Kate, what do you remember?
I
Like,
never heard the 750, but I didn't watch the entire
yeah, I
end
don't,
of the video, so.
You can do 500 right now, and then
if we
can
have to go
always-
back, we can.
Yeah, so
500.
for today, you can certainly do that.
As long as attached to that motion, there's something about the struggle of it too, because it's,
Yep,
I just don't want them to think that we just all,
okay, so I motioned, and I will make sure that it's worded appropriately, $500 recommendation to ask the select board to bring it to the ballot with mention of our conversation in the report of and the wrestling of, and how I'll come up with
Yeah.
good wording.
Right.
So now we need a second.
we kinda need the second, we kinda need the, don't we need the wording right before we could do that?
Well, so.
We can't come up with it after.
Yeah,
I thought you had
what do you have, Jeannie?
I have a motion to make a recommendation to the select board to bring the all veterans tax credit to voters in the amount of $500 with a note on the report that the committee had solid conversation and wrestled with this determination.
Does that have to be on there in the recommendation, or can we just
Just
have
put it
it?
in the report, yeah.
Yeah,
Just a report, yeah.
it did, should go on the recommendation.
So I'm gonna clarify my motion. I'm motioning that we make a recommendation to the select board that they bring the all veterans tax credit in the amount of $500 to voters in March.
There you go.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
is, and then,
And then,
Okay.
and then the one report, when we send it to the select body, we'll just have to,
Yep, we'll
clarify.
clarify. Yep.
I wanna thank all of you.
thank you for
I bow to you all.
Thank you, thank you for
Don't bow
coming.
too
Kate.
much, your back
Yeah,
still hurts.
Thank you for taking
See you
the
later,
time.
Keith.
Okay. Next. This is why I should have meetings so late.
Should we
Like
wait
crazy.
and skip the solar where Julie's not here to get?
We should anyways, because of the information we got from Janet about the state wants to eliminate it.
Yeah, and I also don't know if it's really
Sounds like it's
clear.
just a placeholder right now.
So I think, shouldn't we wait a little bit?
And didn't we decide anyhow we were not gonna focus on that so much right now anyhow? We just
Wait,
were
what are we
gonna
talking about?
solar, sorry.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking about solar tonight. It's
So
pretty.
wait, just got some
It's-
coffee.
It's
Okay.
I'm
number
sorry.
5, that's all right, do you wanna just make a motion to table till your next meeting?
I'm
Can I
gonna,
say table, is that okay
I
to
thought
say? I
we had-
don't
it's
ever know.
I
postponed.
thought we had, already voted to
Yeah, I thought we had
defer
to.
that to
I thought maybe
January.
if we had time, we were gonna talk about it, but the priority was what we
Just
just
to get-
did.
To
and
get more
report.
information, which we did, that's what we talked about, yeah.
Okay.
And I have questions about that, but that can wait till January.
Yeah, it's not a priority.
And then we were gonna,
We'll
so
talk
do we
about
still
the-
need a motion to postpone what was on? We were just gonna discuss and review, we did that.
that wasn't even on the agenda that I came up with.
No, I think that Melissa added this in.
So
because
you
we-
guys had
Thanks,
said,
Melissa.
you had said it from last meeting, so
I
that's,
didn't put it in my agenda though, did I?
I
You're
didn't
taking
get
liberties?
I
You're
didn't
taking
get
liberties?
an agenda from Pam, so I
Well, you know what,
she
she's
never
gonna
sent
wanna
it to
run the
me.
town.
I think,
Good luck.
I don't think we need, cause all it says is review
Can't listen to
information
that
provided by
anymore.
Janet, and we did, so yeah.
Okay,
I know, alright, so then number 6 is next, huh? That's you.
I'm gonna switch.
No, we-
Oh, no,
I'm
you're
keeping us
doing a good
moving.
job.
Let's keep going. I'm already looking at the clock, it's 4:30.
I know,
Alright,
I'm
yeah.
so tired.
I've been here since 8 o'clock.
what's 6? I didn't really.
Oh, God, yeah, well, we're gonna get you out of here quick.
No,
It was, no, we're just gonna discuss the presentation.
The presentation or
The-
the letter
the
that
letter.
Jerry
The
sent?
letter, the
Okay.
letter for yes, which is
So-
the same thing in my mind.
I'll start because I know you're tired and just, I think you did a really good job here, Jerry, number 1. I think we did miss something though, which is we had voted at one point to increase the blind exemption from 15 to 25,000.
Right, but see, this is the only thing I did is just elderly, that's all that
Yeah.
pertains to.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we
Yeah.
were looking at,
Um,
okay.
I was kind of looking at I think the important ones we were looking at is the veterans, the elderly, those are the really two that we were focused on originally, because we wanted to get them onto the ballot this year. And that's why that is strictly elderly.
As are we.
So I mean, I think it's pretty clear. I think the only thing that I would, I don't take this the wrong way, but I actually looked at like kind of a different structure on the wording, just trying to keep it all about keeping it more practical than kind of rehashing what the town like and neutral, like there were some words in here that just kind of threw me off as kind of like opinion, like just I really would love to see us be more like factual based and just we can talk when we go to the meeting, I think, about like the conversations we had.
Whatever's in writing should
This
be
is
absolutely
just a
minimal.
format, so.
No, it was great, and you said
But
draft,
As
yeah.
far as changing around, feel free to do whatever you want. It's just the basics I was looking at. I build houses, I don't
'Cause I
write
did.
letters,
Yeah.
I don't know if it, like, this is everything you put in there, I just kind of reshaped it a little bit, and I'm thinking only because for me, it was just a little bit, here, I brought a copy for everybody.
Thank you. I want to add, I had some other meeting right before this one.
It's the same information, I I pulled out some of the words just to try to clean it up, just kind of just being simple, like, here's where we're at, this is what we see, this is the background and challenge, like, just kind of giving it a little more framing.
Yeah.
But I think it's everything in there you had in my records was accurate. And I just, like I said, I tried to add the word rationale in there, just thinking like, this is what we're thinking and why.
Well, I would have added it, but I don't know what that word means.
You do, Joe. Stop that.
No, I think, I'm fine with any type of changes. That was just basic an idea
No, you
of
did.
where we could go.
You did a great job.
The other thing, very quick look at this, again, we're trying to stick to, like you said, you know, facts and everything. The background and current challenge, it's not really, when we say, trust me, it's a stupid thing. But when you say many, it's like you have to quantify, what is many, you know, what is, so I would just say, the rise due to, you know, the rise, what it was is the rise in home values wasn't proportionate for all homes in Exeter. So it was a disproportionate rise in home values. Because what happened was, it was, you know, my home value didn't go up by 100%, but there were.
Disproportionate's in here, right? I said the same thing, I'm just saying it's different placing.
Right, but I'm saying it's just a lot, when we say many residents with fixed or limited incomes, that's not, it's just disproportionate rise in home values affected a certain population, it seemed. Or just,
Well, I don't think we know the
But I
facts,
think the
right?
way that
Like, yeah.
Jeannie has
Yeah.
worded it is a disproportionate burden.
Yeah.
And-
Because I don't think you want
Yeah.
to get into talking about a disproportionate change in the value because.
Or another class of people, like we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to leave that out.
I would just say, then, I would say that just leave the second sentence in. Rising assessments meant that large amounts of cash, or rising assessments mean that larger,
Amounts of income is what that should say.
yeah,
Yeah.
place disproportionate burden on elderly homeowners, and that's it.
Yeah, because the problem we have is when you really start looking at this, you find that any house that was sold in the last 2 years actually went down on taxes.
So if you talk about
Not mine.
inflation.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's factual.
Yeah, but if we
That's
throw in
factual.
inflation,
That's-
we're not
that's
talking about inflation, we're just
Any
talking.
home that sold in the last 2 years
The
went
last 2
down?
years, because their prices were fixed at a high amount already. So for example,
Bought my house a year and a half ago, my taxes have gone up
Right.
every year.
I'm saying most of the houses, for example, every house here that was sold on,
But so we're talking about
Franklin
most, many,
you know, and that's what it is, it's a hard
Key
word.
words there, Jerry.
I know.
No,
You're
no,
right.
I really am, because I look at a lot of this data, and a lot of the people, for example, that had $750,000, they bought a house for $750,000. Theirs did not rise, theirs stayed the same.
Because they were assessed fairly early,
Right,
but
so
yeah.
because they were assessed at that, their prices went down, some of them $3,000.
alright, here's.
So
this is
what you have to
I'm
look at,
saying.
it's a hard, you know, how we word this thing,
Okay.
it affect everybody differently, so.
Yeah, but I don't think this changes the story, right?
No,
That's-
but I
No,
just wanna make sure that we're not throwing too much
Backwards.
in it. So I say,
Yeah.
due to the reassessment of homes, you know, it was, because this had to do with the reassessment.
And
It's
the
out
other
there.
Of
thing that
homes
you
in
added,
Exeter.
the other thing you added that I wanted to bring up is, you said, while changes have previously been proposed through citizen petitions, I don't remember ever talking about that.
Yeah,
Like,
we've
That's
had-
not what
there-
we're
we've
here
had it
for.
done twice.
But do we need that in here? That's what, I think that's what, I left it in there because you brought it up.
Superfluous, please get rid of it.
Okay.
I put it in there for a reason, because I think at the time that those were brought up, I felt, and a lot of people in town felt that our values were higher than most people in the state. And so they basically were defeated because of that. But I think now it's a little bit different. We have caught up, and I think from the information you had, we're like right in the middle now. We're not high, we're not low, I think we're where we're supposed to be.
With what we're proposing.
Yeah, and I think it's, I liked your word better. I'm gonna say it's like kind of like an ad lib fact, but I don't know if it's relevant to why we made the recommendations that we're using. And I don't, I mean, it's factual to me though, it doesn't change anything to do about the decisions
Yeah,
that we
it's
made.
like, why are we here and what are we proposing?
There we go, yes,
So we're here because they asked us to review things.
that is correct.
We are
But
proposing
there
this
is-
because of
There is a lot
that.
of chatter on Facebook right now, on the town Facebook group about this issue. People were ready to start petitions,
Which they could.
citizen petitions, and I explained that we had a committee that we were meeting monthly,
I hate Facebook.
that,
We should all
and
hate
people
Facebook.
thanked me for putting that out there and said, okay, and I said, well,
Yeah, thank you.
so anybody can do a citizen petition anytime, but maybe on this issue, you wanna wait till we, let us bring this forward to the select board, see what the select board
Yeah,
does.
it's a huge
And there'd
responsibility.
be time to do a
yeah.
petition then if you want to.
Well, they won't be able to, you can't have two things on the same topic. If the selectmen put this on the ballot, they can go to the deliberative session and they can change the
That
amount.
wasn't what I was
say-
suggesting. I was suggesting that if the select board did not approve putting it on the ballot,
Correct.
there'd be
Right.
still
I
time.
I think it will be put on, yeah.
I do too, but.
And I thank you for bringing that back, because I really love that you put in the packet today, our charter, because I was like, thank you for bringing us right back here, because
Yeah,
that
why
is
are we
just it. And I think that is why, this is I think we should remove any comments that are just add-ons
Yeah.
to history, because that's not why we're here. We are here because we've been asked to look at this. We've had conversation, we've assessed a lot of data, had a lot of conversation, thanks to Mark, a lot of good data,
Yeah.
I like his number. But then we can say, and then I think what we need to do is also add in here the recommendation on the blind exemption and the all veterans tax credit.
And we have to figure out if we did anything on the veterans.
Yeah, we'll go back. I'll look at those minutes quicker.
I was scanning
Melissa,
to
you're
try to
super
find
busy, and
that
I've
one
been there.
section, so I
was gonna
was
do that and
focusing on the
I
wrong
haven't
thing,
had the bandwidth
excuse
to
me.
do that, so.
I'll make you feel better, because my third project at work just wrapped up, so I'm a little like, I'm like, ooh, I got some breathing room, but I can't promise, we'll get to July minutes.
Poor Jeannie emailed me twice going, are you even getting
I'm
these?
like, are you?
Yes, I'm sorry, I
Sometimes my email
apologize.
goes to spam and I don't know. Usually Pam will respond. I
No,
find I said,
I've
Pam.
just been so swamped.
I thought you
Sorry.
spam will reply, they probably.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think, any other comments on, do you wanna continue working on the report to add the other stuff in, or I can
Actually,
send you this?
Right now, I am just, as retired, I'm just so busy. Just-
You're working, stop it. You said you were rebuilding your house.
Yeah, well, I know, but I look at these deadlines I was supposed to get to. But anyway, no, as far as any changes, I'm fine with them. I mean, I just try to put something format that we could talk about, change it, get ready to present something. And I guess that's the other question. Do we want to do all three of them this year? So, we change the blind, with that,
I wanna
recommend
do,
it.
I wanna do all three, cause that's very simple. I agree,
And that's it. That's all we've done, right? That's
yeah, all three, we had all this discussion, we went to the trouble. And I would definitely, if we could cut down, cause people don't read, I hate to say it, Jerry. They'll listen to us when we talk, but I don't think they're gonna read.
That's my agreement.
lot.
Sorry.
And so, giving them examples in this, I don't think is a good idea. I say you wanna give example while you're talking, just to explain this is how we came up with it. But I think in the letter, it's simply, we had much discussion, which we will give some examples while we're there, and these are our new recommendations.
Yeah, I was
Based upon our discussions
That's a good point.
and data and everything else that we came up with.
And I think a little rationale is okay, but like examples might confuse people as well, because if they weren't part of that, they might
And
not.
I'd say I highly recommend standing up there and giving them, so they can say this is where we came up, but I would keep absolute minimum of basically based on our, research, data, discussions, these are our recommendations. And we'll answer questions and give them the, some of those examples in person.
Yeah, and then I added in the blind one, this is exactly probably how you want it. We reviewed the exemption, and it's 15, taking inflation, rising living costs into account, we recommend increasing it to 25,000.
Yep.
I think we need this. Simple as
What do you think about the example on the, as far as the 80,000? Because I thought that was kind of an important thing, how the people in the manufactured homes, it really shows a problem that people in stick-built homes are kind of like having.
I would do that in person.
So I mean, that's a topic that, if you want to take that out, fine, but it can be brought up in discussion.
It can be, and I think we could just
you could
shorten it to
shorten
just
it
say
up.
overall across the board, because again, I don't wanna bring up
Yeah.
anything that classifies it's across the board, because there's other people. It is a factor, but we can bring that up in person. I think we should make it very point blank. And I say that too, because I think the recommendations we made it might just copy onto the ballot. So I think we wanna be really clear, like, where our recommendations are, and just talk about, like, we talked about the factors regarding reassessments
So-
and values.
Myself and the select board will have to write the warrant articles, so we will be writing the warrant articles. These will just be recommendations to
Yeah,
move
okay,
forward.
good.
Yeah, these are
Creating
warrant
the
articles.
warrants, cause I have to pass it through our legal team and,
Okay,
and the
okay,
whole,
good.
the
Yeah, so
whole
it doesn't
nine,
get- yeah.
so
It
as
doesn't
long as
include,
we understand the gist of what you're
Yeah,
wanting.
On the
and I don't wanna say, I can't get behind saying anything like neutral tax burden. It's not a neutral tax burden, I would say balanced, if I was gonna put anything in there. Again, less is more. The more you say, the more you're digging yourself a hole, I think, when it comes to the government, just about anything these days. So I don't think our discussions belong in this letter. I think if you wanna stand up and say something on your own, out of your own mouth, but I can't get behind.
Melissa, if you have to draft language, because
It is,
my recollection though
Quite
from
serious.
warrant articles is that there's usually an explanation.
There's, so that's
usually a narrative.
different, yep, so the wording itself for the actual warrant will be on there, and then we do information and explanation sheets and all of that stuff.
And we don't have to worry about any of that, or is, no, okay.
I mean, I may bring it to you to make sure, but I essentially and actually I wouldn't even say that, because right now what you guys are doing is making a recommendation for the board, and they're gonna decide what they want to put on the
they
warrant.
may throw all this out, so we don't.
I doubt
Don't
it,
kill
but
yourself.
I don't think that they'll
I
do
know,
that,
but
yeah,
it's
so
possible,
they'll be
just keep
working
that in
on
mind.
that. And it has been kind of nice for me to be in the meetings, so I'm at those meetings and I can share things. If it comes up when somebody's not there, you know, they really grappled with this, they spent a lot of time on this,
You
that
kept
kind
me
of
up
stuff.
late with this.
I
I'm
mean,
not paying
Christine
enough
stayed
for
up way
this.
past her bedtime.
You owe me more for this.
And I'm assuming we're all planning to be at that October meeting.
I hope so, so that was the question that I
Yeah,
have,
what
so
is
we
it?
have October meetings on the 14th and the 27th. Does either one of those work better? Now, I will say the chair does set the agenda. So what I usually do is propose things to him on certain dates, and depending on other emergencies and things.
If we went to the second meeting, we would have one more
One more
meeting in
meeting.
between.
Which we're gonna
Which might
need, because we're gonna have to
Oh,
I
yeah.
add
think that would be
the,
helpful.
Oh yeah, we said that last time, you're right, we want the end of the month.
Okay, so what
They
I'll do
can
is.
set that, please.
Perfect, so what I will do is
Tell Nico,
I
please.
keep it, and then I keep sort of a list of items, and then Nico and I meet, and we kind of work on making sure we have everything set. So what I'll do is I'll put you guys on as a placeholder for the 27th.
Great.
And
Can't be
then what
more
we
than a
usually
placeholder.
do
No.
is,
She'll light a fire.
yeah,
Place
you're
over
on,
my ass.
you're on my list for the 27th. So barring any major emergency, I don't see you guys getting bumped. But what I can't say is I can't promise it, because it's not my agenda to set.
That's true.
But I think you'll probably be fine.
See,
But even
that's
if
how
we got
government
bumped to
speaks.
like if we got bumped
See
up
how
for a
careful she
summer
was
meeting,
with her
that's
words.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not careful.
Her ass,
We gotta look
I know,
at
your ass is
December.
hanging out there
Yeah,
24/7.
it's-
I know it's
It will be
Buckle
okay.
up.
Yeah, I have
Do
this on my
you want
agenda
me to
of,
try
like,
to
warrant articles that I know.
add the
of.
veterans credit and clean up what we talked about and send it? Here's the challenge, this is what I hate.
I just send it to me, and I'll play with it.
It'll shorten
We
it.
said it, right?
Can we do that?
Why not, it's just two people.
Okay.
As long as it's just the two of you,
Right.
you two
You
can
can
go
do-
back and
Cause
forth.
I'm a
on
good
it, yeah.
editor,
Me too.
and
I
so,
like to think I am.
yeah, so I think between the two of us, yeah,
And
we can
then-
edit this to
If
a place
Okay.
where Jerry won't get in
Perfect. I didn't know
trouble.
we could do
That's
that.
right.
If you guys
Whether
do
he wants
that,
to or not,
just
we're
make
keeping
sure
your ass
somebody
on
sends
the
it
wire.
to
On
me
the
so
big
that when we
woman,
do
straight
the
and narrow.
packet, you
Well,
guys, I can then
find
send
better
it to
ways.
everybody.
Send it out to
Yeah.
everybody.
Get my ass.
And we'll try not to have another 55-page
Mm.
packet, but you guys had a
No,
lot of
that was-
questions last time.
And so, and then also, just cause I'm a,
Yeah. What
look at me, I totally lost sight of the rest of my minutes here, but I think I got it. So I have the
You got
27th.
the gist of it.
I can always go back and watch
That's
the
why
hour-long
it's
video.
like, I don't
It's an
even
hour
know.
video now.
I don't even
So-
remember.
No, believe me, that's why I offered to take them. I can just go back and I'm working over here.
Hey,
Okay.
that's my notes
So-
on 55 pages.
So,
My God,
I don't know why I printed that.
I'd have that, but they'd be wrong.
So next meeting, our high priority will be to make sure that we flesh out a final draft of that report so we can go
Oh, yeah.
with the select board, cause that's only gonna be 2 weeks for you. Is there anything else? And the minutes, I will get the minutes for, at least for July looked at, so if we have to revise that credit. I will try to look at January, but I can't make promises because that's a mess. I have a feeling like the minutes are probably only a page long, because really all we did was discuss facts and data and.
Yeah, I think it was one of those
Yeah.
all around talking
Yeah, I
about
don't think there were any
everything.
motions at that meeting. It was only our second meeting, so.
Much
I
discussion
think
was
the
had.
meeting
so-
to be in half a page, it's so little.
I know.
I know. Don't.
It's-
Well, the first one was, the first one
The
was
first one was
really-
good, yours are good. It was just the format, just, I don't know, I
Yeah,
just couldn't
and
understand.
I can work a little bit, cause I think there was one or two things I was gonna give you, the template that's usually used, but it's not a problem. So, just one more thing you guys spoke about last time, was changing the time of the meeting,
Yes.
sorry.
Oh, we're
So, October 15th, we had you temporarily down at 6:30 in the wheelwright room, is that still correct?
We talked about 6 p.m.
6 p.m., okay, maybe I wrote
Is
it down.
everybody-
That was the thing, was we were trying to find out, can we start at 6?
Let me
That
just
was
look
what
and
we were
see.
waiting on.
I
Mark, that was as
apologize.
soon as you could get here, right, at 6.
For regular,
Yeah.
if we do that
Yeah.
every time.
So we have something in here until 5:30, so that should be fine, we can do 6 o'clock.
Would everybody prefer 6?
Yes.
Mark, you don't get to eat dinner, do you? if you eat 6?
6 is fine.
I thought you were behind.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, one more time, confirm Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. I will, make sure that EXTV gets that
And it's
information.
not that far away because we're a week behind.
Now that
tell
we've had one
I told we
member
were
of the
discussing.
public join
Sorry, what was
us.
that?
Can you get that to Pam too?
Yeah.
Or if you don't, I will.
What was that,
Yep,
Mark?
no,
No
I
one
So
know.
now that we've had one member of the public join our meeting, I think we should add a public comment section to the agenda.
So would you like that to be, so typically it's at the beginning, I know Christine, I'm sorry, I'm really trying to help out or hurt you, I don't know which one. But in that case, like for example, if you were to follow what the select board does, is it public comment about something that's not on the agenda? So he was here to speak on something that was on the agenda, but you can still put it under, after introductions, you could start with public comment if you'd like.
I'm on a couple committees and we don't have it as standard, so I don't think it's necessary.
Do you not have it because nobody shows up?
Yeah.
I'm not, and that wasn't being.
No,
I'm just
that's
being like-
exactly
Talking about
why.
coming.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly why, and I don't see us having many more meetings, so I don't think throwing it in there to have that awkward silence every time.
No, and I would say I've been to
But
some
everyone
other
must come
committees.
speak, they have, they'll get my blessing every time.
I've been to other committee meetings where they're like, they'll just look at me and go, did you have something to say? I'm like,
And you
"Yeah."
feel like obliged to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. So I don't, and it, like, they don't wait till, there's no like formal public comment, but they've said, like, it's so interesting, cause I was like, one meeting I came to, I was just sitting and listening, and then they were all like looking at me like, I'm like, oh, did you
Why
want me
don't
to
you-
say
yeah.
something?
I am not a committee member, so this is your decision.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I'm
then
okay
not.
leaving it off if
Yeah.
the chair will allow public comment if we have somebody show up.
Well,
I will always allow public comment.
You know, it's not a bad thing, quite honestly, I think what you said makes a lot of sense. If you just say it in the beginning, if no one's there, they're gonna, I like the format that the select board does. They say public comment, if there's anything that pertains to
We're
one of
an ad
the.
hoc committee that's already done the hardest part of our job. I don't think it's necessary.
No, he's just, I think he was just trying to describe it.
No, it's the way they do it, it's nice and easy.
Protocol.
But
If
they
there's no
also
one that's-
let people speak on items that come up.
If
Like,
it's on,
yeah,
if it's on
yeah.
the agenda.
Yeah. I always just thought that was interesting. I've actually been to other like town meetings in New Hampshire where they'll give you like a timer. And you're like,
I'm gonna bring one
Well, the
next
big thing
meeting.
that's happening in a lot of
Go.
towns is,
They're not giving me a
you
time.
know,
Oh.
to
I got a lot of
speak
things to
something
say.
I know where that timer's gonna end up.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That gets
shut the
tricky.
microphone.
Yeah.
All kinds of angry
When
people
it's
out
not on the agenda, if they don't have a public comment, she said they let them talk about it.
no, what I'm saying is some boards have adopted policy that you're not allowed to make a public comment about something that's not on the agenda.
That's
It's
kind
like-
of, that's,
When else
how do
can
you
you do
inform
it
an
then?
agenda?
Right,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's interesting.
Good way
though,
to keep
yeah.
people.
I've also been to meetings where you wish that there was that.
Oh, yeah.
I just really want to say I love when I watch the select board meeting here because they're so gracious when people come up and speak. They're so kind and respectful. They listen. They nod. You know, you could. I've been to other meetings that
That's
they're on
really
their
hard.
phones while people are talking. You're just like, no.
Yeah.
We need more people to come out to meetings. We do. All right. Can I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 8:04? I have 8:04 p.m.
Second.
Fastest
those in
second we've gotten
favor?
all night.
Aye. All right.
Thank you,
Opposed?
everybody.
Melissa?
I'm not allowed to
Tune
talk.
in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.